yet, yet, yet,
yet, yet, yet, stay, stay, stay,
stay, stay, stay, tomb, tomb, tomb,
tomb, tomb, tomb, hamush, hamush, hamush,
hamoosh, 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 dash, dash, dash,
dash, dash, dash, shad, shad, shad,
shad, shad, shad.
There's also theological significance in our next example, the live version of the song Anthem by the group Rush. When we play this section reversed, we hear, again. One more time. One of the translations for Lucifer, a Latin title commonly associated with Satan, is the Shining One. And earlier in part 1, we looked at a scripture that tells us that disguising himself as an angel of light is what the devil is all about. There's also theological significance in our next example, the live version of the song Anthem by the group Rush. When we play this section reversed, we hear, hurry
Well, I know they've always told you selfishness was wrong. Yes, it was for me, not you, that I came to write that song. Oh, Savior, yeah, I wish I need more love to say. Oh, I'm so sacrificed. I know what you wanted, what I know. Well, I know they've always told you selfishness was wrong. Yes, it was for me, not you, that I came to write that song. Oh, Savior, yeah, I wish I need more love to say. Oh, I'm so sacrificed. I know what you wanted, what I know. Oh, Savior, yeah, I wish I need more love to say. Oh, I'm so sacrificed. I know what you wanted, what I know.
¿Qué otra cosa sino el lazo del diablo podrá inspirar la letra y el estilo de cantar, el poder y la popularidad de Carretera al Infierno de AC/DC? A propósito, ¿recuerdan al Cazador Nocturno? Su grupo favorito es AC/DC y su álbum favorito, Carretera al Infierno. Es muy común el día de hoy burlarse de ir al infierno, pero la Biblia nos dice que es un lugar de tormento inimaginable donde las llamas no se apagan, ni el gusano consumidor de nuestros pecados y la lascivia nunca mueren y nunca están satisfechos. Regresando a la canción, el hombre que la cantó, Bon Scott, murió poco después de grabar el álbum. Murió en una forma peculiar, asfixiado en su propio vómito. Así se unió a los ídolos del rock como Jimi Hendrix, Keith Moon de los Who, John Bonham de Led Zeppelin y recientemente John Belushi, quienes murieron de la misma manera. No hay aquí una simple coincidencia. Sus muertes hablan del juicio de Dios. Isaías...
Some rock artists actually seem to encourage teen suicide. Ozzy Osbourne sings Suicide Solution. Blue Oyster Cult sings Don't Fear the Reaper. AC/DC sings Shoot to Thrill. Just last week, in Center Point, a small Texas town, a young man took his life while listening to the music of AC/DC. He was not the first.
Other symbols of Satan are the letters AC/DC, which stand for Antichrist, Devil Child.
AC/DC, I would say, are one of the most blatantly satanic groups today. AC/DC's songs include songs like Highway to Hell, I Want to Take You to Hell, Don't Stop Me, Hell's Bells, I'm Gonna Get You, Satan Get You.
Cause there's something on your mind. Was that a noise outside the window? What's that shadow on the blind as you laugh and naked like a body in a tube. Who is killing up the house? They can't lose it. And I'm oh, that shuts out. Oh, no, that's on the top. And I'm your little like, what out? Cause there's something on your mind. What's that a noise outside the window? What's that shadow on the blind? As you laugh and naked like a body in a tube. Who is killing up the house? They can't lose it. And I'm oh, that shuts out. Oh, no, that's on the top. And I'm your little like, what else? Who is killing up the house? They can't lose it. And I'm oh, that shuts out. Oh, no, that's on the top. And I'm your little like, what else?
Del grupo Alan Parsons Project, en su álbum El reverso de una carta amigable, se incluye una canción que se llama Un precio a pagar, la cual tiene el siguiente mensaje. En el giro normal del disco dice: Something is wrong in this house today. Something been going on, there may be a price to pay. Escuchemos.
Esto quiere decir, algo pasa en esta casa hoy, algo está pasando ahí, puede ser un precio a pagar.
En este punto, en el giro inverso del disco, se escucha, en español, escucha Baby al demonio. Es muy fácil. Escuchemos.
understand why the slide of that group. This is one of the lead singers from Ranch and Roll, and there's a cut I'm going to play from The Day Electricity Came to Arkansas. That's the name of the album, or the name of the song. And I want you to listen for exactly what I said before. The Dog Say E. You have to listen closely, but you're going to hear the lead singer yell out, Dog Say E, Dog Say E, Dog Say E, and then Netas, Netas, Netas. I'll play it forward right now. Dog Say E. Netas. Now this was played forwards, believe it or not. Now I'm going to take exactly what you just heard, and I want you to hear what it sounds like when we play it backwards. And I want you to listen for Satan, Satan, Satan. He is God, He is God, He is God. You listen and tell me if it's there or not. Let's listen to that now. Well, as I listen to it, I hear something. I believe if you listen closely, you may hear something too. Before I head backwards, it is saying, Satan, he is God. Now, some people say Satan isn't involved with today's rock music.
Where there is a will, there is a way, and all we have to do is breathe together as one today. Can we breathe together?
They have allowed the demons of hell to possess them and use them and to drag millions of young people in the wrong direction when they ought to be taking them in the right direction. Yeah. I noticed the other day in the newspaper how the American Association for the Advancement of Science said the noise of rock bands can increase blood pressure, bring about birth defects, including mental retardation. Now, if this is going to bring about mental retardation, I hate to think of what the next generation is going to be like.
Mike Puttini has worked as a sound technician for major rock groups and remains personal friends with current rock stars. He is now a nightclub performer and studio musician. Mike has done extensive research on occultism in rock and roll.
The group Black Sabbath, Ozzy Osbourne, a good friend of mine is playing guitar with them right now. They actually had the audacity to have an altar call to Satan in Canada. They told the kids to come up and commit their lives to Satan. The most appalling one in our estimation was a group called Black Oak, Arkansas. They went into concert and they began getting the young people to chant this word Natas, Natas, over and over again. And all these kids are yelling this, hey, that's great, Natas. Little did they know that backwards, that's Satan. This group did not even leave room for backward masking. What they did was they played it backwards on the album, and here you have this kind of a sucking type sound, and here this one man's going Satan, and 33,000 people are yelling out Satan. The Beatles were the first people to introduce backwards masking. I don't know if you remember the album Revolution Number 9, but at one point on the album, this man would be going number 9, number 9, number 9, number 9, over and over again. And if you have the equipment where you could play the tape backwards, you would hear, turn me on, dead man, turn me on, dead man, over and over again. Well, on the album Stairway to Heaven by Led Zeppelin, we did the same thing. When we turned it over, we were shocked. It said, my sweet Satan, Satan is God, my sweet Satan, Satan is God, over and over again throughout the song. I thought
The Peters brothers sure did. In fact, in 1979, when we conducted that first rock music seminar, our eyes were open to a whole gamut that the devil was using to confuse young people.
In the broadcast, we're talking with Michael Mills, Minister of Youth and Evangelism at the Family Altar Chapel in Battle Creek, Michigan. We're discussing hidden and satanic messages in rock music, and we want to inform you to stay with us following the interview so we can let you know how to obtain a cassette copy of this interview. So, Michael, without interruption, would you share with us around 25 groups and what you have found out about them?
And you have a steady diet of rock. I urge you to listen intently and learn of the many groups and singers who outright worship Satan through the music that you listen to. Take note of group after group after group who are tied in with the occult. The subliminal message is a satanic message that was put on their record, Stairway to Heaven, in reverse. What I mean by in reverse is by taking the record, putting it in a neutral position, and spinning the record backwards. The needle will go in the opposite direction. You say that I've never heard of anything like that before. Probably not, but many, many people have. And this is where I'm talking about that I believe that we can hear this with our subconscious mind, and you are going to kiss, or sometimes known or referred to as kings in satanic service, with sadomasochistic chains and demonic painted faces. They jump on stage, some wearing crosses, puking blood, singing God of Rock and Roll will steal your virgin soul. Maybe the virgin souls they are referring to are the 8- and 9-year-olds.
I think a lot of young people are really familiar with KISS, but KISS stands for Kings in Satan's Service. KISS's original producer made them up to look exactly the way you'd expect demons to look. Their lyrics, their concert performance, when we went to see them in concert, they had the whole forum, 33,000 kids screaming out, God of fire, God of thunder, will steal your virgin souls tonight. At one part of the concert, for 10 minutes straight, they began chanting Beelzebub. Now, you know, when you go into these concert halls, the majority of the concert hall is full of adolescents, 14, 15, 16-year-old kids.
Mike,
a lot of the rhythms that are incorporated in the groups like AC/DC and Queen and many other rock groups that I can name come directly out of the Macumba ceremonies, which are demon worship ceremonies, and a lot of the African tribal ceremonies. These guys know exactly what they're doing. They're putting them in there on purpose. They play on the nervous system, and they definitely have an effect when taken in large doses.
Referente a las técnicas que se utilizan para la inserción y emisión de los mensajes subliminales, encontramos que el enmascaramiento por inversión o retroceso, más conocido por backmasking, es uno de los métodos más utilizados para insertar estos mensajes y consiste en la grabación de una frase determinada en uno de los canales de las modernas consolas de mezcladoras de sonido utilizadas en los avanzados estudios de grabación.
Estas consolas pueden disponer de hasta 60 canales individuales para registro y ecualización de cada voz o instrumento en la ejecución. En uno de estos canales, cuya modulación se realiza a gusto del ingeniero de sonido, se registra el mensaje predeterminado que siempre está a un nivel no audible para la percepción normal.